If left alone without CSS manipulations, HTML elements have their natural size. For example, an image has a natural, or in other words, intrinsic size. Intrinsic size in CSS is the original size of an image or video before any CSS style is applied to it. If you have an image file that is 500 by 300 pixels in size, the intrinsic size of that image would be 500 by 300 pixels. If you do not apply any CSS style to change the size of the image, it will remain 500 by 300 pixels. We can override the intrinsic size using the width and height properties to set new dimensions. However, if these properties are not set, the element will remain its intrinsic size. In our example here, we have an outer div and an inner div. The outer div has a red border and a set size. At the same time, the inner div isn't given a set height. You will see the inner div as a purple line. What you see is the collapsed border on the element. There is no content to hold it open. The border also stretches to the width of the container because it's a block level element. Remember how block level elements behave. I can add a hello text above the first div. We can add some content to the inner div. This will make it expand to accommodate the new text we have. The height of the div element is defined by the size of the content. This is the intrinsic size of the div element. Its size is defined by its content. And that was why we had it collapse before, because there was no content. Images also have an intrinsic size. For example, the background image here has an intrinsic size of 512 pixels. However, the div's height is 300 pixels. So, some part of the image will be cut off because there isn't enough room to show its full size. We can override the image's intrinsic size by setting it to 100 pixels. This will reduce the image to a size that can easily fit in the div. We can also set the div's height to be similar to the image's intrinsic height, that is 512 pixels. That way, the image will better fit in the div.